How's it going everybody? Nocturne Plays here, and today we'll be playing yet another indie horror game. Now this is a horror game we just found on Steam. It's entitled Disturbed. I haven't read the description of it, so I have no idea what it's about. But I am guessing this is a point and click type of horror game, so how about we just see it through? Hold on, what is this? Oh, these are settings. I can put full screen on it. Alright, sorry for the disturbance there. Unseen text. Other choices. I don't know, but we're gonna start it. Another dull day passes as you struggle to manage your fledgling farm. Your crops are beginning to wit and your cow is sick. For some time the land has been very quiet. The air has grown thick and foul. Each passing day you feel more uncertain if things will ever return to how they were before. Perhaps it is up to you? You've made up your mind. You are going to do something about it. You stand in front of your humble home, pondering what you should do next. Oh, this is a decision-making game. Where do I go? How about we go to the crops first? A path divides the crops you have labored so hard to prosper these past months. A penetrating odor reminds you that your plants are decaying away and time is running short. Oh man, I don't know man. How we go into the pen? A toxic fume burns your nose as you enter the pen. Your poor cow lays lifeless on the ground as a growing blight slowly begins to consume her body. You feel sick to your stomach as you stand here, especially as you stare at the black mushrooms that dot the ground. Inspect the water. You inspect the water looking for anything abnormal. You notice that the water has a dark consistency to it. Dropping a stone into it, black particles from the bottom swirl around about like a thunderstorm. Your face shrivels in disgust. What would you do with grab a mushroom? You kneel down and grab a mushroom. As you begin to rip it out of the ground, a cloud of spores spray from the mushroom. Your hands begin to burn and melt as you observe them. Slowly your body shrivels up into a dark, moist consistency as the poison spreads. Did we die? Eventually, after crawling about on the ground. Oh, wow. Well, that was fast. Well, we're gonna start the game again. So there's nothing else there, so how about we go in the shed? You attempt to open the shed door, but the door won't budge. You remember locking it some time ago, but you can't remember what you did with the key. Go in the house. Entering the house, you feel a subtle uneasiness as if the growing blight outside has penetrated the walls of your safe haven. From what you see, however, everything is the same as you left it. Perhaps this may be a good time to just lay in bed and wish that your problems will just go away. You fight the notion, but the temptation is still here. Read in your journal. Dear Journal, another usual day on the farm. The crops are growing with good health. Bethan is also doing quite well, never disappointed with the milk she provides. If things continue to go well, I may be able to invest in more animals. A farmer can only be so social with a cow. Dear Journal, today has been an unfortunate day. Somebody broke into my shed and stole some things. I usually don't mind if someone steals a bite to eat from the garden, but to take my equipment, well, I put a lock on the door and hid the key. Nobody will ever get into my stuff again. Well, you just lost the key. You don't know where you put it. Dear Journal, I woke up one night to a foul smell I have never come across before. I took a step outside to see what I could find, but I found nothing after searching about the farm. Whatever it is, it must be bad. I should make a trip to the city to see what this is about. Open chest. You open the chest and find nothing more than a pile of papers. It seems you have less valuables than you anticipated. You close the chest. How about we lay in bed? You lay in your bed and fall asleep to the light sound of wind blowing outside against the grass. You begin to hear whispers and chants, but you can't make anything of it. An image appears before you, a stone, glowing as if it were alive. The chants get louder as your vision grows in more detail. You reach toward the stone with your hand. As your finger makes contact, a clash of thunder rattles around you. Your clothing and skin start to flake away. Like dust in the wind, the particles flow into the stone, sapping the life from your body. Hold on. Let's fucking steady this up. Alright. You feel pain you have never experienced before, and fear begins to flood over you. You suddenly see yourself laying in bed, never to wake up again. Well, we're supposed to go outside again. Shed. Oh, no, no, no. I think I know what to do. We read the journal first. We read the journal. Wait, what was in the chest again? Alright, go back outside. Then go to the shed. You attempt to open the shed door, but the door won't budge. Remember locking it some time ago, but you can't remember what you did with the key. Oh, well, that's unlucky. A pet devised the crops you have labored so hard to prosper this month. Oh. Follow the path. You continue down the trail for a while until you see a cave off in the distance. You pause, questioning if there could be something helpful in there. Oh yeah, we forgot about this one. You come to a stop as you stumble upon a broken wagon. Inspect. You look about the mess and find bits of food and clothes scattered about the scene. You notice a key on the ground during your search. You pick up the key and continue on your way. After what felt like an hour or two, you reach a bridge. Nearby the path is a small shack similar to the house you have on the farm. The man that lives here is a kind fellow from what you recall. Maybe he is home? Inspect this shack. You walk toward the structure and knock on the door. You scratch the back of your head, figuring that the person that lives here is currently occupied, if not elsewhere. You remember picking up a key from the wagon and you use it on the door. The door unlocks. You decide to help yourself in. Yep, observing the empty room, you realize something terrible must have taken place here. The room is a wreck, just like the wagon. You are overcome with fear as you think of the man that used to dwell here. Inspect the book on the table. You pick up the book and start to flip through the pages. You discover that this is a journal. Reading a passage or two can hurt. The day's trading went smoothly, thank goodness. What I am thrilled most about, however, is what one of my buddies mentioned to me at the conclusion of our day. Apparently there is a pond nearby that has some of the biggest fish in the region. With a good catch I can make enough to move things forward. I was caught off guard when he mentioned that nobody has been able to catch any from there. I guess your typical fishing rod won't do the trick, but what can be done about it then? Something to be intrigued about it, I suppose. These past couple weeks have been really rough for me. My trading business has gone under and I have lost nearly everything I own. This has pushed me to extremes, but that can't be helped now. I am leaving this place forever, never to return. The land is dying, and there is nothing but darkness here. Anyone reading this should leave while they can. You can't find a name to give this man, but regardless of the name, you got chills running down your spine. I am not going to open the trapdoor. You leave the shack and cross the bridge before something bad happens. You cross the bridge safely and continue down the trail. After all that has happened, you feel that you should take a moment to rest. You find a spot under a tree and sit down. Getting comfortable, you tilt your head back against the tree and gaze into the sky. I'm not gonna take a nap, I'm gonna pick at the grass. As you pick at the grass, blades in your reach, the ground begins to shake. Before you can get up, roots from below sprout from the ground and wrap around your legs. We're dead. You turn around to see a large, angry face looking back at you. Your jaw drops in horror. No sound or scream escapes your tongue as the tightening grip of the roots squeeze what air is left out from your body. Oh well. Your adventure ends here. Okay, I see what this is. I see what type of game this is. We gotta make the right decisions. How about a cave? Let's explore the cave first. There's a faint whistle from the wind passing between the rocks. The temperature significantly cools as you enter the cave. You notice that there is a different smell, but you welcome it, comparing it to the deadly blight found outside. How about we go further? We're gonna die, but I don't give a shit. Before you take your next step, a large bear emerges from the darkness. You realize that you have made a terrible mistake even thinking that something useful, helpful can be in here. How about fight the bear? We're gonna die by the bear. You scan the ground and notice that there are numerous rocks you can grab to throw at the bear. You begin to do so as the bear approaches you. One after the other, you throw rocks as hard as you can. The bear charges at you as you bend over to grab another rock. Tackling you to the ground, the bear bites into your neck. Your body quickly goes limp and you die. Well, what did we expect? Well, there was a key here, so it's very essential. Oh, we go inspect the shack and go Through the trapdoor. Open the trapdoor. You observe the trapdoor and notice a lock. Keeping it closed with a key, unlock the hatch and get it open. Without thinking, you travel down. Walking down the steps leading below, the air attacks your body with a piercing cold. You notice immediately that there is a woman chained to the wall. She doesn't seem to notice you as you study her. You feel darkness surround you as you stay in this awful place. You tremble as you try to form words in your mouth. You there. Let me out of here. The pressure of such a demand makes you freeze. You take a moment to think about the situation before you respond. What got you locked up to begin with? You'll never believe me even if I told you the truth. Something brought you here. Please have mercy on me. How about we free her? Don't attack us. You approach the woman and unlock the shackles that bind her. As her arms become free, she moans in pain. Oh, thank you so much. The woman struggles to regain her strength, but starts to stand up on her own. As she gets up, she turns towards you. She's gonna kill me. I will now do you as a favor. Do you a favor. What seemed to be the face of a helpless woman disappears. As a horrible image manifests itself before you. You feel the chilling grip of bone hands lock onto your arms. Energy flees from your body and you fall to your knees. You feel the essence of your life slip away as everything goes black. It is unfortunate that your journey ends here. Cross the bridge. You cross the bridge safely and continue down the trail. Take a moment to rest. Take a nap. You close your eyes and your body relaxes. You fall asleep within seconds. As your mind wanders, you see a blurry image. Details emerge as you gaze. Wonder who this might be. A bad feeling then overcomes you and you realize who this is. You try to wake yourself up. You wake up and jump to your feet, looking about yourself and your surroundings. All seems well. You can't help but feel fearful that something bad will happen to you if you stay here. Moving forward seems like the only logical option now. You reach a point where the trail splits into two paths. Which way should you go? Go left. After continuing down the path for some time, you can come to a stop. You notice that there is some sort of trail that leads through the grass up toward a nearby hill. If you had not stopped, you probably would have never noticed. Which way do you go? Shit. Oh. Whoa. Follow the trail? Following the subtle trail in the grass, you stumble upon what looks like a grave. Inspect the grave. Something is gonna come out of there. You approach the grave. Look at the sword within the tree. Before you can touch the sword, a ghostly figure appears before you. You freeze before the apparition. The sword. May I have it? No, he's gonna kill you. The blade is cursed. I am bound here by the pain of my past. If you desire the sword, free me from it. You slowly motion for the sword. Fool! Only something of a pure essence can free me. A rare hope, like a flower found in darkness. Back away from the sword. He's gonna kill us. You listen to the spectre and leave the sword. Your figure fades out of view. How about we continue? What happens here? You walk for some time to find an endless field of grass. There's a stone well near the path. Inspect the well. You peer down the well. Other than the evident water at the bottom, there is a coin resting against the wall of the well. If possible, you feel you should go down and take the coin. I don't think that's a good idea. You lean over the edge of the well. There is no possible way you can obtain the coin by reaching for it. With this in mind, you turn and climb down along the inner wall of the well. You take a few successful steps down, but your luck runs out. You misplace your foot and you fall. Tumbling about, your body clashes against the stone walls. With a single knock on the head, you lose all consciousness of your accident. With a splash, you fall into the water. Your body sinks effortlessly, and you drown without realizing it. Your adventure ends here. I fucking knew it. Obviously, I know that spirit is gonna kill us. This spirit is definitely gonna kill us here. I just want to see what happens. It looks kinda cool. Grab the sword. You reach for the sword before you can lay a finger on it. The spirit grabs your arm. A sharp pain flows over your body as your flesh melts off your bones. What fragments remain fall to the ground. Your adventure ends here. Let's try to explore everything. Oh yeah, we never get past the well. Continue on. Walking over hills of grass and grain, you reach the walls of Aramor. Several times a year, you come here to trade goods from the farm. What is this, like the medieval age? You discover the plague that has spread to your farm has also spread all the way out here. The path before you is overrun with blight. Continue. You have come a long way and you don't desire to turn back now. You march forward into the tainted soil. Before you can realize what happened, you sink completely under the ill soil. Darkness consumes you and your lungs struggle for air. Your body burns in pain as you suffocate and die. You're at... Whoa, what? Oh, well that's shit. Let's go right this time. What is over at the right? You reach the end of the pathway. In the distance is a tower looking over the area. A gate secures the passage to the area with a wall around the property. Also of interest, there is a tree that has a hole carved into it. Inspect the tree. We're gonna die again. You approach the tree and notice the hole is big enough to fit your hand in it. You look and see something shiny in the hole as if it were metal. Feeling around with your hand, you find 3 knobs. One on the right, one centered in the middle, and one on the left. Press the knobs. Oh well, we're gonna keep doing this. Middle knob, right knob. The knobs lock in place. You wait for a moment, but nothing happens. It must be some sort of combination. Alright. How about right? Middle? No! That was not what I meant. Right. Middle. Left. No. Right. Left. Middle. Why? What the heck? I don't know what this is. Oh, you hear the rumbling of the rocks as the ground starts to shift beneath you. Everything goes dark and you sink below the surface. The hole above you seals up, trapping you underground. You find yourself with no evident way out but the path before you into the darkness. Your only choice is to move forward. You see 3 separate paths within the walls of the cavern. Which path do you choose? How the fuck do you save this game? Alright, so we just saved the game so that we can explore this and we don't have to do the whole puzzle ever again. Now we go right. Passageway device before you. Where do you go? Right. The passageway soon ends with an enlarged mushroom sitting in front of you. A steady river of water flows between you and the mushroom. Inspect the mushroom, it's gonna explode. You walk into the mushroom as if there was something more than what meets the eye. You're walking forward, you take a step into the water. To your dismay, your foot hits no bottom, and you fell in. You reach to grab the hold of the edge of the surface, but your body freezes still. You lose your sight completely as the chilling water sends your body into shock. Without any sense of touch or warmth, your lifeless body sinks into the darkness. Your adventure ends here. Alright, yeah, load this one again. Go right, go left this time. You walk forward to into the dark, unsure of what lies beyond. There's more. Right. There's a ship. As you make your way forward, you discover a large cavern. An old-looking ship rests against the edge of the lake with the debris scattered around about the surrounding area. Inspect the ship. You cautiously walk down toward the ship. The air is chilling and you fear it won't be a good idea to stay too long. A possibility of discovering something can help you drive you to explore. You climb aboard the ship. As you take a moment to observe your surroundings, you are only welcomed by the trickle of water brushing against the wood of the ship. You move about to see where you can go. Every footstep you take feels heavy as you hear the sound of wood cracking under your feet. You feel this ship has been here for quite some time. You explore under the deck of the ship, and nothing but the sound of your footsteps bounce about the structure of the ship. From one room to another, you come to discover a kitchen. Although there is nothing unique about it, you feel you should take a moment to inspect it. Inspect the jars. You pull one out after another, finding that they have been emptied. Dust spreads around the air as you disturb their rest. Checking underneath, you discover a rusty knife resting on the floor. You find that there are plenty of hardened rat droppings dotting the edge of the wall. That's gross. You take the knife in hopes that you may defend yourself with it. You see a lone pot resting upon a dusty stovetop. You gaze downward and open the oven door. Nothing but ash fill the oven chamber. You close the oven door. Move on. You continue your lonely tour of the ship, only to find that there is nothing of use or value. You make your way back to the deck and decide to continue your search. Again, you find nothing much but empty rooms, left to remain in dark solitude. You discover a door with fancy markings about the woodwork. Perhaps this is where the captain resided? You discover the room of the captain. Unlike the other parts of the ship, everything seems to have been left alone in this room. Before you rests an old wooden desk with papers and assumed the belongings of the captain. There is a small bed off the near corner of the room and some chairs in the other. You have a feeling deep down that you shouldn't take anything other than the lamp and other objects. There is a small stack of papers in contrast to a lone paper resting by itself. Approaching the desk, you begin to inspect the papers resting on the desk. Stack of papers. Peering about the pages of this collective pile of documents, you realize that most of these are personal notes or journal entries. You pick a few and begin to read. Day 7, the voyage has gone quite smooth as we begin our second week away from home. The spirits of the men are high as we anticipate the discovery of new lands that lie beyond our documented knowledge. It has been my dream to accomplish something world-changing. Together we move forward with full hearts and unbreakable spirits. ... Day 6. 66. It has been just over 2 months out at sea, and we have yet to discover anything new. We have suffered through many storms, and sickness has plagued the ship recently. Several of my favorite crew have passed on to the next life. I see the growing doubt in the eyes of my fellow laborers as our voyage continues day after day. Food rations have been cut in half in fears that we may have to turn back. I dare not to let myself think of failure. Those men who have lost their lives, sacrifices to make this voyage possible, I cannot let them be in vain. Day 91. It has come to roughly 3 months out here on the endless blue. With much pain we have turned around. Yes, we are headed for home port. We have just enough food to make it back. I just hope we have a smooth journey back. The spirits of the crew are low and bitter due to our failure. I do not let myself get caught up in thinking of it. Truly we did not intend for this to happen. The loan document. Notice to the crew. Due to an unexpected predicament, everyone is being split up into groups of 2 and 3. Scouting assignments will be given until we find a more habitable place to settle. For now, we must do what we can. Alright, so let's see that there's little left to see. You take your leave. Well, it seems like they failed their mission. They did not get back. The wood under your feet crackle as you exit the vessel. You make your way back to where the tunnel divides. Alright. Shit. We can't go back. We can go back. Brother, where is the save at? Save this. Save it slot too. I'll go left. What is it left? You move forward into the darkness. You see 3 separate paths within the walls of the cavern. Which path do you choose? Go left this time. You cautiously make your way through the darkness. Okay, go left. You move your... Oh, is it just... Oh, it's just a loop. So it leads... The left one leads back to... You struggle forward as the way before you becomes completely dark. You notice that there is a light off in the distance, and you continue to make your way forward. Eventually you make it into some sort of concrete room. Turning around, you see a hole in the wall where you came from. Your guess is that it wasn't a part of the initial design. You turn around to see a door. There being little to nothing in the room, you decide to move on through the doorway. You find yourself in what looks like a basement. You turn about to discover that in each direction there is a door. Boxes of supplies and debris litter the door and corners of the room. You notice that there are several markings on the doors and the floor, some of which scare you. You got a bad feeling about this place. Oh wow, there's a lot of shit here. We gotta save this one. There's way too many options. Enter the right door. What is that? Torture chamber. You enter a small room. There's a large cauldron in the center of the room with wood resting beneath. There is nothing on the shelves, as if someone cleaned this place out. You look into the pot, but find nothing in it. With nothing else to see, you exit the room. Middle. You enter a room full of metal cages. Before you is a hallway marked with questionable markings. You don't like the feeling you have about this place. Whatever was in these cages surely did not like to be locked up. You notice that is an animal in the cage on the left of the room, but from the dark stains on its fur, it is dead. You cautiously walk down the hallway, entering a room with two cell doors. Before you can do anything, a large hound leaps in front of you. The beast doesn't look very vicious, but one wrong move can surely be the end of you. You pull out the knife and prepare for an attack. The dog reacts and starts to growl at you. The hound dashes at you and sinks its teeth into you. Even with the knife, you merely cut the beast before it knocks the knife out of your hand. You don't survive long and die a painful death. Your adventure ends here. Left door. You enter this. Oh. There are other objects and none of them interest you. I know what that is. We're just gonna go back to where we started. Inspected supplies. You walk about the room, browsing through the dust-covered storage. You find some rope in one of the boxes. It feels strong to the touch and has minimal wear. You decide to take the rope. Enter the door behind you. You walk up the steps. You enter a large room. The air is polluted with dust and spiderweb cover the walls and the ceiling. Didn't we see this one before? Wait, what the fuck was that? I did not see that. Right. You discover what looks like a private library. There's a passageway before you with bookcases on the left and right. Browse the books. You take a moment to look at the books. Some of them catch your eye. Rituals of the Ancients. You flip around until something grabs your attention. Pillars of stone. Years before current times, there were unique religious practices that revolved the Stonehenge. It is said that these stones are lined up in a special way and often organized in a circular pattern. Organizing the stones this way unlocks an ancient power researchers still have trouble understanding. In the middle of the circle would be a stone or two for the keystone to rest on. This is the great mystery of this ancient practice. From ancient records, it is written that the energies from the surrounding stones channel their power into the keystone. You stop reading because the next page of the book has been torn out. Deception by music. There's a bent page marking a section of the book. You turn to it. The art of charming is not necessarily limited to the instrument, but how the musician goes about playing given instrument. Some are definitely easier to use than others, and for a skill such as this, there are a few instruments recommended. The harp is one of the recommended instruments. From vicious dogs to shy unicorns, the soothing voice of the harp can calm the troubled heart. Of course, not all creatures can fall for the simple trick, but it can mean the difference between life and death in some situations. Well, that's a key. I think that is the key to the dog that we just met earlier. Forgotten power. Flipping through the pages, there is one particular that has ink markings all over it. Raw energy is a powerful substance that cannot be not to be trifled with. It is merely myth that such energies exist. One does not simply stumble upon a pillar of godly power. Even if such a fate is yours, bare hands cannot contain the force. It must be bent and channeled into a specially crafted vessel to carry it. There have been accounts across time of individuals possessing such power. Although they pass away as sand, their relics of power remain as powerful artifacts that nations around the world would fight for. How about we move forward? What is over here? You walk up more stairs. You pause as you notice a stone carving of a person praying that is attached to the wall. There's something odd about it, but you can't put your finger on it. We caution you continue up the stairs. You enter a strange room with a large globe centered about the room. There are windows that let the light shine through. You notice that there is a chest resting against the wall to the right. You also notice that there's another passageway like the previous room. There's options. There's so many fucking options. I'll open the chest. Approaching the chest, you notice that there's a lock fastened to it. With no key to unlock the chest, you decide to leave it alone. You study the globe attached to the floor surface. The craft is made of metal and there is fine detail in the grooves. There are various markings and names scattered across the globe. It takes you a moment, but you find a marking of where you are, Aramor. You notice that there are some hand-drawn markings within the area made with blank ink. There must be something close by that has interested the author of these markings. To add to the mystery, there are similar markings on other areas around the globe. Continue forward. You climb the stairs to find the wall ending your path. Above the end of the stairway is a hatch. How about we open the hatch and pull yourself up? You've made it to the top of the tower. Before you is a stone of power, resting upon an altar of rock. Dark vines have entangled the structures, as if they were feeding off the energies of a stone. Your body begins to tremble as you stand before the stone. You definitely feel weaker, being up here as if the stone is sapping away your energy. How will we destroy it? This may be your only chance. You approach the stone and grasp onto it. You lose sight and feeling immediately as your hands become glued to the stone. Your life is drained from your body. Only bones remain to testify to your death. Your adventure ends here. Let's load that again. Alright, we continue forward with what happens. Open the hatch and leave the stone. You return, begin to exit through the hatch. To your surprise, you find it difficult to focus. You suddenly fall down through the hatch, closing it behind you, hit on your head, and tumble down the stairs like a rag doll. With a broken neck, you struggle to live, only to die moments later. Oh, your adventure ends here. Well, that was useless. How will we go here? Enter the left door. Alright, continue on. How about we continue on? Move into the darkness. Alright, let me test back to here. Go forward now. As you cautiously step forward into the darkness, you come to a divide. Which way do you go? Let's save this one. Yeah, we gotta save this one. Right. You hear a subtle echo of shifting rocks before you. An eye appears before you as its gaze pierces the darkness. Before you can do anything, tentacles burst from the ground and grip your body. It pulls you about, but you resist as much as you can. You remember the knife you have found and struggle to bring it out. With success, you hold the knife and begin to cut away the appendages that bind you. Oh, the room vibrates as you do cut. The creature immediately leaves you alone. It takes you a moment to catch your breath. You come to a divide. Which way do you go? Let's save this one again. You don't want to... Yes, I do want to override my save. Right. What is that? The path you walk comes to an end. Before you shines a pillar of light. The light rests on a corpse that seems to have been here for quite some time. Near the corpse stands a lone flower. For some reason, you feel hope enter your heart as you gaze upon the flowers. There is something special about this scene, but you can't put your finger on it. Perhaps it may be best to leave in reverence for now. Alright, well, there's nothing there then. You can see your way into the darkness. Oh, well, we have nothing else here. Oh! Did we do this? I don't remember doing this one. Ah, I did not. I was not able to. Yeah, I would overwrite my save. The far door. The door struggles to move, but you enter into what appears to be a spider's den. The air is thick and the room is a mess of web and body parts. You notice that there are a couple items in the room that could be useful. If nothing else, there is a key on the ground that you will no doubt need. Oh, before you can even act, a large spider falls from above. You have no doubt that it is hungry. Without hesitation, the spider attacks you. You pull out your knife and stab the spider when you can. Unfortunately, the knife doesn't scare the spider and it bites you with ease. You begin to lose feeling all over your body and everything goes black. Your adventure ends here. Oh. Downstairs. Let's just bring us back here. How about we go back there? Oh no, no, not the door behind us. Inspect the supplies. Rope. Oh, hold on. Rope. Maybe we can use the rope here. The far door. Maybe we can use it here. Ah, it's just the same crap. Let's load. Yeah. No. Wait, what? Let's load this one. Yes. Go outside. Standing before the tower, your heart begins to sink. This is no doubt the birthplace of the spreading plague. There is a fountain before you with statues on your right and left. Holy shit, there's more. not gonna. We're just gonna save one. How about we enter the tower? As you reach the doorknob, an invisible barrier stops you. It must be some sort of magic. There's a dark haze about the fountain. The water is black, and the smell burns with every breath. You feel a slight pull toward the fountain, as if it were calling for something. You see an old statue of an angel that has been consumed by vines of thorn. The angel is holding a book in one hand, the other with one finger pointed up toward the sky. You feel it best to leave the statue alone. Before you stands an old angel statue that has broken in many areas. With one hand the angel is holding some sort of bowl while the other one is hovering above the bowl. You notice that there is only two remaining fingers on the angel's other hand. You feel you should keep your distance and just observe the statue. You reach the end of the pathway. In the distance is a tower looking over the area. A gate secures the passage to the area with a wall around the property. Also of interest, there is a tree. Oh. Okay. Well, that brought us back here. I'm just gonna save this here. Go to the gate. You approach the gate cautiously. Enter. It's the same shit. Whoa, what the fuck do we need to do? Maybe it's time. Oh! Hold on, there was a flower. There was a flower back there. Maybe I need to get the flower there. Yes! There's something special about this flower. Light continues to pierce through the darkness from an opening above. Surely this gives them some hope that not all hope is lost. Seeing that there's nothing else for you here, turn around. Now we go back. We go back to the specter and give him the flower. You reach to give the flower to the spirit. The spirit grabs the flower from your hand and you extend it to him. You just feel a subtle breeze blow by as the figure fades away with the flower. A faint whisper dances around about there. I am free. At last, you feel a sense of relief within you, and you reach for the sword. Now wield this special sword. Look at the pile of rocks that you used to house a sword you now have. You feel honored to wield a sacred weapon. Ah, yes, I knew it. Now we save. It wasn't done. How about we continue? No, this is gonna doom us. You pause to see that there's a lake nearby. The trail continues on to your right. You step near the lake. Resting underwater is an orb of some sort sitting on the bottom of the lake. There's something strange about it, as if it were calling out to you. Dive in! We're gonna die anyways. You close your eyes and jump into the lake. You open your eyes and see the stone sitting before you. You start to make your way toward it. A large fish comes into view. It quickly notices you with its mouth stretched open. You grab your sword and hold it close pointed at the fish. The fish swims at you with haste. Just as it gets enraged, you thrust the sword into the top of the mouth. The sword penetrates and goes through the forehead of the fish. It struggles about in pain as blood filters through the water. You pull the sword out and the fish retreats out of sight. You doubt it will live long. The fish will no longer see a threat. You make your way to the orb. Holding it in your hands, you feel it vibrate as if there is energy inside it trying to break loose. This must be important. You exit the lake with the orb in your possession. You pause to see that there's a lake nearby. Alright, we just got that shit. Now, I think that is... I don't know if that's the right call. The faint trail comes to an end. There's a collection of stone pillars down the hill. Beyond the hill is a large field of grass. Inspect first. You stand before a large stone arranged in the shape of a circle. In the center is a stone with what appears to be some sort of slot or hole. No doubt about it, something is meant to be placed in here. You remember an orb you found at the floor of the lake nearby. You place the orb into the slot carved into the center rock. The stones that surround you begin to glow. The light radiates and grows brighter. Flash of light, your surroundings change. The ground no longer is grass. The newly discovered floor appears to be very old, as if crafted by somebody long ago. Rubble and stone near the edges of the platform also hint that this is an ancient place. Looking onward at the end of the pathway is a fountain of light. There seems to be no beginning or end, an endless power steadily flowing. You are amazed at such a sight. I am going to save this one first. Yes. Approach. The light intrigues you, and you walk toward it. Your rays of light brush about you as if they are seeking to break away from its home. You feel the energy flow into you, but you struggle to contain it. Your body begins to glow immensely, and you burn from the inside out. You are blinded by the flow of power, and you dissolve before it. Your body becomes disintegrated by the light. Yo, okay. Well, that sucks. How we leave it alone. Now seeing that what secrets these stones contain, you know you can come back at a later time. You pick up the orb. Oh, with the orb back in possession, you walk back toward the trail. Okay, we go back. Now what do we do? Stab the spider as it launches at you. Over and over again, you stab the monster. Each time it squeals in pain. The spider flees into the darkness overhead. You hear it motioning about, possibly to strike again. You notice the key on the ground close to your feet. Before more trouble happens, you quickly grab the key and make it for the door. Nice. Now, let's go upstairs. We had the sword. We can fight it. I'll browse the books. No. We move forward, then we open the key. Then we go back down, open a chest. With the key you found earlier, try to find the lock clicks loose, and you open the chest. Hello, yes. You have we're making so much progress. You discover a small wooden harp resting on linen cloth. You take the harp and close the chest. We go back downstairs. That's what we do here. Let's just browse the books about the music one, just in case. Right, we go downstairs. Then we go downstairs again. Then we open the middle door. Let's save this one first though. Then open the middle door. The dog approaches us. There it is, a large hound. You pull out the harp and begin to pluck at the strings. The hound begins to wag its tail. Hey! To your surprise, the beast walks away as if it were charmed by the harp. You never gave it much thought how powerful music can be. Oh yes. Yes. Here we go. Now, how about right first? You enter the cell on the right. You see a wooden table on its side, some debris on the floor, and a large hole in the corner of the room. You see nothing special. You motion toward the hole. You discover a passageway underground. Oh, shit. Unfortunately, all you can see is fallen rock blocking the way through. Seeing that there is little you can do, you go back where you came. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna do something real quick. What does the door on the left contain? You open the door to find a skeleton positioned in the corner of the room. There's also a bed and some chains attached to the wall. You have no doubt this individual was locked up for a long time. Inspecting the skeleton, you notice a ring on one of the bone fingers. There's a faint glow of light emanating from the ring as if it were magical. You may find such a ring useful. You take the ring and put it on with a perfect fit. Seeing that there's nothing of interest here, you leave the cell. Alrighty. You find yourself gazing over a grass field with hills rolling off into the distance. Oh, there's a unicorn. As if a trick upon your eyes, you see a unicorn run across the field. It disappears out of sight before you can do anything. Unsure of what's going on, you think of a way to tame the beast. You suddenly remember the harp you found earlier. With the harp in your hand, you pluck the strings. The soothing calm comes over you as you listen. The unicorn comes into view and stops before you. The unicorn glares at you, and you begin to hear a faint voice in your head. Human, have ear for my words. A great evil has gripped these lands, and it has rendered me powerless. You must find some way to stop it. I wish I could help you, but without my full power, I can do little. The fate of this land depends upon you. Before you could speak, the unicorn turns and runs off again. You realize that you are alone to complete this quest of yours. This is no longer about saving your farm. You must save the whole land from spreading darkness. You turn back as you question what you should do next. The faint. Oh. Alright, so that's that. Maybe we should inspect the stone pillars and place the orb. Approach. You have the ring. You remember the ring you have found and pointed toward the light. Your hand trembles as the light flows into it. Before you can think, the ring begins to burn and you stumble back. The light shines brightly from the ring. You notice a subtle warmth to it as you observe. You feel that you accomplished what you must do here. You pick up the orb. Nice! With the orb back in your possession, you walk back to the trail. I have everything I need for this. This is the moment of truth right here. We're gonna unlock the ending of this game. Let's see if this is enough. Destroy it. You stretch forth your fist and point the ring at the stone. You can feel a resistance as if the stone is trying to defend itself. You try to keep hope and focus on the ring. A burst of light shoots out from the ring, penetrating the stone. You feel the very air shake about. The ground beneath your feet begins to vibrate. The ring becomes heavier to hold in place, but you know that it is working. You feel confidence and a sense of joy sweep over you. Don't be overconfident, buddy. The light intensifies, nearly blinding you. The ground beneath you shakes violently as if the tower itself was trying to stop you. One little fear in you becomes powerless as you focus on your task. Everything goes white, blinding you completely. A weird sensation comes over you, and you feel as light as a feather. You begin to feel a tingling sensation all over your body as you hone your senses. The feeling suddenly flees your body, and you find yourself motionless. Everything is cold, and your ability to concentrate begins to leave you. You open your eyes, witnessing that what is left of the tower. You begin to feel something. Warmth. Light. It is coming back. You lack the strength to talk as the unicorn comes into view. Light emanates from the horn on its head. All you can do is smile as the creature approaches. The light intensifies. You may have saved the land, but the unicorn has come to save you. Your adventure does not end here. Oh, wow. That is the freaking game. Well, the verdict? It was pretty neat at some stages. Well, it's a decision-making game, and it is the type of game where you make the wrong decision, you die. In the end, I think that it was a pretty worth it ending to the game. The story, well, it only has one part to it, which is saving the lands. There's nothing more, but we had some side stories where we freed the Spectre, released the sword, the stories about the Blight, and it reaching Armor, and of course the ending. The ending was pretty enlightening, pun intended. We saved the world, people. I think this was set in ancient times, considering there was all the items that were placed about, and the locations and the setting of this very game. The sounds used, they were pretty neat, and I mean, it's very entertaining to do this game. The only downside to it is the backtracking. You're gonna have to keep track of every single decision that you make, so you would progress much easier in the game. But overall, it was not that bad. Props to the team who made this game. I'm expecting to see much more in the future. So anyways, that was Disturbed, everyone. I'll put a link to the game in the description in case you want to check it out for your own. With all that aside, if you did enjoy, drop a like in the video, drop a comment, share it to your friends, subscribe. I don't give a damn. Whatever the hell you do what you want. You do you. But with that, we're gonna end this video on this note. As always, stay safe, everyone.